3rd October 2023, exactly 12 months ago, exactly a year ago, I was in the pits. Literally, my mental health was in the garbage. My emotional well-being, my psychologically, I was in the pits of hell. I was in a very, very bad place. And I wouldn't have remembered if I had not bumped into my journal, the journal I was using last year. I had lost it, I had misplaced it. It was just somewhere in my things, but I came across it. I just bumped into it and decided to read it, and I was shocked that that is where I was. When I write things down in my journal, I tend to be very precise. I'm very detailed. This is because I like to put a lot of words. I like to explain into detail everything when I'm putting it down in a journal, because it tends to create a clearer picture if I decide to go back into it again. And that is what has happened. So today I read that journal and I was in disbelief. I just literally went down on my knees and said a very big thank you, because if that is where I was exactly last year, a time like this, then I am in disbelief. So last year, I was working in retail, a job I despised. I didn't despise the job, I just hated the people I was interacting with on a daily basis. Not the co-workers, but the customers. If you have worked in retail or if you have worked in customer service, you know exactly what I mean. You know how entitled, you know how difficult customers can be. You know how a customer can just spoil your mood, can just spoil your whole day, your entire week. So I was dealing with that every single day. And I used to hate it because sometimes I would ask myself, how different are these people that I'm serving? How different are we? Why am I the one serving them? And you know me, I struggle with a bit of superiority complex. So imagine dealing with superiority complex and you're in the service industry. I had this thing in my head that I am not supposed to be the one catering to this particular person. How is this person different from me? Why am I the one scanning and packing his shopping? Why? I'm not supposed to be the one. I'm not supposed to be on this side. I'm supposed to be on the other side of the counter. That's a thought that I used to struggle with a lot, because I have admitted just now I have a bit of superiority complex that I try to put in check once, as in I try to put in check sometimes, and sometimes it overpowers me. Anyway, that's just by the way. I was working in this job that I despised, and in as much as I didn't like the job, I would say that I was grateful for you know, I was grateful for the experience. I learned a lot, a whole lot in this job. I interacted with so many people, and I got to learn a lot. And that is something that I'm always going to be grateful for. So I hated the job at the time because of the experience of having to deal with mannerless, indisciplined, and entitled customers. Although some customers were good, there are customers that were good, but I'm telling you, dealing with the middle class or the slightly upper class, it's not easy. Ask anyone in the customer service industry, ask anyone, they will tell you how difficult those people are. They are the most difficult people to deal with. Hands down, I would rather deal with like the very, very rich. The rich people, they are easy. The rich people are not insecure. They don't feel the need to prove a point every now and again. So I was dealing with, mainly we were dealing with the middle class or the slightly upper class, and those people are not easy to deal with. And those are the people that we would deal with. I would deal with on a daily basis. So it got me to a point where sometimes I would wake up every morning and be like, am I the one who is going to deal with this? Another day to go and deal with this shit again. I was really not looking forward to it. I hated it. I hated it with all my heart. So I used to put down in writing how much I'm wishing. I just let me just admit it. It has been my desire for a while to just take a break from the working scene for a while. It has been something that I've wanted. I have wanted to take a break from working and just stay at home with my child. I know that this is not something that so many people can admit, but it has been something that I have wanted for a while. And I used to put down in writing, I used to put it down and say, I want to just take a break 1 or 2 years and just stay at home, not worrying about money, just worrying about taking care of my child. I used to put it down in writing, and as in just as I have said it, I used to put it down in writing how I want to take a break from work and not worry about money, just stay at home and watch over my son. And that is the life I'm living right now. I am not saying this for to get some sort of admiration or anything of the sort. I'm just being honest about what I wanted for a while. I didn't want it to be like my life forever, but I have wanted to have that, as in to bond and be present, act to be actively present, like to be active, to actively raise my son myself for a while. That is my desire. That is something that I have wanted for a while. Because sometimes I come back home and feel as if I am so tired, I am drained, I am not able to give my all to my child. And it used to make me so sad because I would get home and I just want to eat, shower, and sleep. There's no time for me to have that, that time and bond with my child, talk to him, or just enjoy his company. And it used to make me so sad, but I could not help myself. When I got home, I just wanted to take a shower, have something to eat, and just sleep. Anyway, also at that very time, I was having some issues. Like my relationship was not where I wanted it to be. Me and him, we were not in the very best of we were not in the very best place. Like we were just there, and everything was, as in on looking in, everything was just okay. But I was not happy. I'll speak for myself. I was not happy because I was feeling like something was lacking. I was feeling like there's something that I cannot put my hand on, but I do not feel whole. I do not feel like I can be myself. I can be my vulnerable self. I was feeling like I just had to have my guards up for some weird reason. That's just how I was feeling. And I used to tell God, like, I feel like nothing is working out in terms of work, in terms of my relationship. I was not happy. That's just how I can say in general. I was so unhappy. I was in the pits. I was in the pits. I used to cry myself to sleep a lot of times. And these are things that I used to go through by myself. I don't think there's anyone I used to talk to about. And also, during that time, I had made a very stupid financial decision. I made a very stupid financial move that I have never spoken to anyone about, but it costed me a lot. Like, I made a very stupid, okay, in my mind at that moment, I thought that it was something that would pay off eventually, but it ended up eating me up financially. So it made me broke a lot. Like I used to be broke on the paid. Have you ever been broke on the same day that you have received an alert? You have received the money. You have received the notification that money has entered the bank. On that same day, after you have made you've made your budget, or you've on that very day, you're telling your man, I am so fucking broke, and he's looking at you like, as in, you're always broke, literally. You have, even on the day that you've gotten paid. And sometimes it used to come off as a lie, or it used to come off as I'm trying to play games, but it was an honest thing. I was broke to the point where there's this one time I had gone to the mall and I needed some things. And then when I got to the counter now, hey, suddenly Fuliza is not working. If you have ever been in the situation where you're in the queue and then you had some money, but you are like, you're depending on, for laser, for those people who don't understand, is the overdraft. Like you can utilize money that you don't have, and then you will pay it later. So I was depending on that. Like I had some money, but it was not enough. And everything that I had picked was basic. There's nothing that I picked there that was useless or something that was just a luxury. Everything was basic. When I got to the counter, Fuliza is not working. Bro, have you ever been in a situation where now you're telling the cashier, could you please remove this? First of all, you have to deal with the judgmental glance. They're just looking at you like, can you pay that? No, can you remove one more thing? They're looking at you like, they're rolling their eyes. I swear it is the shittiest feeling ever. The shittiest feeling ever. And then, mind you, there are people in the queue. They are looking, they are waiting. There are people in the queue, they are waiting. And they're like, as in, they're very, very impatient. They're like rolling their eyes. By the way, let me tell you, me, based on things that I have experienced, I give people grace. I give people grace. When I go to the supermarket or when I go somewhere, even no, it does not matter that I'm waiting in line. I tend to be very patient with the person. I respect the people before me. You understand? There are people that are so mean and unkind that they feel like they're the only people that have places to be, and they make you feel as if at you being before them, it's like they just give you some sort of unnecessary anxiety because they think that they're the only people that have things to do. So personally, from that experience or in so many other experiences, I tend to give people grace. When I go to the supermarket, I give the person before me some space, and I give the person before me some, like, I give them just some privacy, so to speak. Because there are people that when you go to the supermarket, you have just put your things there. Them, they have already put their things there. They, as in, give me some space, bro. Allow me to see if I have enough on my phone. I'm not saying that you should waste other people's time, but at least give someone grace. Give someone grace. Anyway, that stupid financial move that I made, it had costed me a lot. So I was constantly broke. I was feeling like I was not happy in my relationship. I was feeling like I was not happy in my job. I was just feeling like I am living a shadow. I'm a shadow of myself. I was feeling like I'm living a life that is meant for someone else and not for me. I would cry myself to sleep sometimes, most of the time actually. And the person sleeping next to me would not even know, because that is how quietly I would sob in my sleep until I fall asleep. And then in the morning, I wake up and shower. The only thing that would give me joy, if I'm being honest, was that, you see, that 20 to 30 minutes of beating my face and putting makeup on my face. That is the only thing I used to look forward to, if I am being completely honest. Makeup makes me so happy. I enjoy applying makeup. It gives me some sort of, and some people may not understand, but it gives me some sort of peace. It gives me some sort of joy that I cannot explain. I just love makeup. So that is the only thing that I used to look forward to. That 20 to 30 minutes of applying makeup on my face just before I head to that job that I detest with all my heart. That's the only thing I used to look forward to. And I used to put it down in writing. I think it's even in the Bible. It says, put your vision down in writing, something of the sort. I think it's in the book of Habakkuk, if I'm not wrong. I'm going to confirm. It's in the book of Habakkuk. There is power in putting things down and expressing your wants, expressing your needs, both vocally, and by way of putting it down in writing. It's going to do wonders. Because if I read that journal, every single thing that I had written last year, imagine it came to pass. Every single one of them, it came to pass. And it's crazy how I had not realized until I bumped into that journal. A lot of times we want things, we are asking God for things, a lot of times we are requesting for things, but we don't give ourselves time to sit down and realize that you're living one of your prayers, as in one of the things, as in that there are some things that you had begged God for before, and he gave them to you, but you didn't take a moment to go back and say, oh my God, thank you. Because every time life is, it's like a vicious cycle. We're never actually satisfied. We are always wanting something. We are always like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And when you get the things, do you ever go back and say thank you? Do you ever like take a moment and live and appreciate and enjoy the answered prayer that you actually got? Do you ever do that? Because I used to say that, me, by the way, I just need some time with my child. I need to get have like enough time to spend with my baby. That is what I want. But now sometimes I find myself complaining and maybe as in he has gotten me mad about something. Maybe he has broken something, or he has just gotten me mad about something, and I'll be so mad at him. I'll just shut him out, or I'll tell him just give me my space or something of the sort. And then sometimes I come back and say, this is what I was praying for. I wanted this, and now that I have it, I'm not supposed to complain. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope that makes sense. So, you are living at least one, even if see your daughter, even if you didn't get everything that you wanted, but there's just something that you can sit down and be grateful for. There's something that you can sit down and be like, yo, I actually prayed for this and it came to pass. Because currently, I can say I am not where I want to be. Definitely, I am not where I would want to be, but I am at peace. I am living a life of peace, and I'm living, as in terms of my relationship, or like I am very, very peaceful. And I'm not saying that things are perfect. I'm not saying we don't get into it sometimes, but things are so much better right now, and I cannot be any more grateful. So I say all this just to say it is temporary. Whatever it is that is bothering you, or whatever it is that you feel like you wish was better, trust me, it is not the end. It is not the end. There's always, as cliche as this may sound, I'll just put it out there. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me, there's so much light at the end of the tunnel, and we always have something to be grateful for. So it is not over, it is nothing close to over. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening to me to this point. And if you have not already, please hit the subscribe button. If you have anything in mind, feel free to share, and I'll see you on my next one. Goodbye.